Today we're doing another $1 per person per day. So for my family of 7, I spent $7. Hey friends, I hope y'all are having a great day. If you're new, my name's Alicia and let's get started. So of course we're going to start with the groceries. I am going to have the shopping list and the description along with any recipes and all that good stuff in the description box for y'all. But we've got 2 Roma tomatoes, a medium-sized sweet potato, half a pound of chickpeas, but it's supposed to be a full pound. I just had half a pound on hand, and I made it work. Some seaweed. I had a larger package, but that's supposed to be the equivalent of one of those small packages. We've also got a box of lemon cake mix, a can of coconut milk. This came from the Dollar Tree. My kids took the label off because they're silly. A thing of blueberries. I froze mine because I found these on sale for 99 cents, but they still work just as good fresh or frozen. Then 2 pounds of rice. We don't use all of it. I buy my rice in bulk, so I am going to be using bulk prices this time. Alright, this video I'm going to try out doing something a little different, and my hair's a wreck, but y'all can ignore that hopefully. But I already made it, but originally I was going to make some blueberry lemon muffins because that sounded really good, and then I realized I pretty much did the same thing in the Dollar Tree challenge, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit. Anyways, all that rambling to say, I made lemon sheet tray pancakes, and then I took the blueberries and I cooked them down and made like a blueberry compote situation. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to make everybody's plates and then I'll show you what they look like. This is what the sheet tray pancakes and the blueberry compote look like when it was done. Alright, so here I have all 4 of my kids' plates and then mine and my sister's plates. I'm not really that hungry, but there's enough for everybody to get either 4 or 5 or 4 to 5. And then my husband is at work, so I put his in a bag because he will probably want to snack on those later. I only started my kids off with 1 apiece, and we still have like half a tray left. And I haven't found out if they want the compote, but I wanted to at least show what it looks like with it on there. But they will definitely snack on these throughout the day. Like, they will not go to waste. Even if we don't eat them all today, they'll finish them tomorrow, or somebody will. But there is everybody's plate. And then, like I said, still got all of this and plenty of that left of the compote. But yeah. Ellie is going to be our taste tester. Oh my goodness. So is that a yes? Okay. A couple hours before lunchtime, I'm getting the chickpeas going. I just made sure to pick through them, get any bad looking ones out of there. And then I put 3 or 4 cups of water. You just want to make sure that they're completely covered. That way they don't dry out. Then I pressure cook them for, I want to say 30 to 35 minutes. And then I just let them do a natural release. So at the beginning of this clip, I was showing y'all that I have half a bag of chickpeas and not the full bag. So I wanted y'all to keep that in mind, that if you do this meal plan and you go to the store and buy chickpeas, you'll have a full pound of chickpeas. Alternatively, you could buy 2 cans worth of chickpeas and you'll have the same amount as I've got, because each pound of beans gives you like 4 cans worth roughly. So you'd have, you know, you could buy the already cooked ones if you didn't want to have to cook them yourself or you needed to save some time. But anyways, if you do buy the dry beans, you'll have, or the dry chickpeas, you'll have double the amount that I'm working with. I mainly wanted to point this out because my kids are younger, so they don't eat as much. But, you know, you'd have that extra amount that I don't show. Alright, it's getting close to lunchtime, so I'm going to cook up 2 cups of rice. I just showed y'all that I got the chickpeas going. And we are going to make... Spoiler alert! We don't make that. we deconstruct it. Make something that I'm not sure if I'll be pronouncing correctly, but I think it's pronounced onigiri. I'll put a picture of it with the technical name on the screen now, but we're going to use our seaweed, some rice, and about half or a little under half of the chickpeas, and some pantry staples. Not many, just a few. I will show y'all. But anyways, let's get started. Oh, and I'm going to make my rice up like usual on the stovetop. And got my braids in, and reason I never wear these double braids like this is because I feel like I look like Jar Jar. Like 1, 2, 4. We are at a rapid boil. Reduce heat and cover. Also, set timer for 10 minutes. Ta-da! 10 minutes are up. Leave this on. Turn this off. Another 10 minutes. Voila. Our chickpeas are now finished cooking. I think the reason I didn't like chickpeas for the longest time is because they stay rather firm and all other beans get kind of mushy. Either way, we're going to set a quarter of these to the side to cool and leave the rest in the pot until dinner time. Alright, so I know this doesn't look appetizing currently. However, we're going to add stuff to it. But I just took my chickpeas that I had set aside. There was no juice or aquafaba. And then I mashed them. And as you can see, they are mashed pretty decently. I didn't puree them. I could have, but I wanted it to be a little chunky. Now to this, I'm going to add some mayonnaise and maybe a little bit of soy sauce. Here's the soy sauce. You could also add sriracha or maybe some sweet chili if you've got it. Hoisin sauce would be good. So I'm just going to add mayonnaise and a dash of soy sauce and mix that up, and I will show you what it looks like. Alright, so I did decide to add just a tiny dash of sriracha. I'm going to cut up one of these sheets of seaweed really tiny and mix that in as well. Alright, so this is what my mixture looks like afterwards. I do realize that it still does not look all the most appealing in the world. It tastes good though. You do want to taste it. Make sure that it's kind of tastes good. Or, I mean, it does taste good to me. But chickpea mock tuna salad is actually one of my favorite ways to have chickpeas. I don't know if I mentioned that ever before. But I basically made like a tuna salad, or like a mock tuna salad here. Except for I didn't add any mustard or relish. I, added more like a spicy tuna vibe that you'd find in like a sushi roll. But anyways, now we're going to work on our rice. Alright, so now we're going to work on our rice, and traditionally or commonly, I don't know, I would like heat the mixture that I'm about to make in this bowl up. But I'm just going to add a little bit of regular vinegar. I don't currently have any rice wine vinegar. And I know that that's not a typical pantry staple for probably a lot of people. I'm going to add just a wee bit of regular old sugar, a wee bit of some chicken bouillon powder just for some good flavor. And then I'm going to add some soy sauce, just a little. And then I'm going to finally finish off this everything bagel seasoning. I was going to put this around the edge, but I don't have that much left. I've had this bottle forever, and I bet you it expired a hot minute ago, but I'm super excited to finally be done with that. Then I'm going to take 2 sheets of this seaweed. I'm going to chop it up and put it in there. If I can find my scissors. I just have those jokers. Oh, they're there. They're literally right there in front of my face. So I'll cut it like this. These are gonna be like larger hunks, and that's okay. And then I'm gonna cut it again like, oh, y'all can't see. Okay, so I'm cutting it in 4 down this way. I dropped some in. That's okay. Like I said, it's not a huge deal. And it's all gonna get eaten. Those might be some rather large pieces though. But like I said, it'll be fine. And now we are going to add our rice to this mixture. And then like put our rice in. I did take the lid off my rice and let it kind of just sit for a few minutes. That way the rice would kind of dry out, just so it wouldn't get mushy and it'd cool faster. Oh, sorry, I know that's an annoying sound. So I'm gonna mix this up thoroughly and I won't make you watch. Alright, moving on to plan B, because plan A wasn't my favorite. We're still gonna have all of the same flavors, so I'm gonna put some rice down. Okay, that's a generous heaping of rice. And now we're going to put some of our mock tuna down. This is probably way faster to do it like this anyways. And this is, like I said, user error. That is a lot of that. So we're going to put some back. Now my kids' bowls are not going to be this hefty in size. They could, especially if we had like the full pound of chickpeas like we're supposed to. And then we're going to just cut these seaweed strips down smaller and kind of place them off to the side so it looks fancy schmancy. And voila. Now for me, myself, and I'm going to take some of this sriracha and just kind of do that. And it is gorgeous and it's going to be delicious. And ta-da! Here is my family's bowls. My youngest does not get seaweed because I'm afraid she'll choke on it, but there is plenty back here. Keep in mind that we would have double the chickpeas, but we still have some left over. My husband isn't home, so this is all what he could have. I started my kids out with less. I could have even cooked more rice because, you know, I'm estimating 2 pounds. And then here's everyone's bowls. And yeah. Alice is going to be our taste tester for lunch. What do you think?
Good.
Good? You like it?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you do to make it better? Eat the seaweed with it?
I love seaweed.
Alright, so does it get thumbs up?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you. Alright, it's time for dinner now, and I am making a chickpea curry. I already cooked up, well, currently I'm working on cooking 2 more cups of rice exactly how I always do. You could cook it at the same time as lunch. I just figured it would be nice to cook fresh rice for dinner, considering I'm going to be cooking. Anyways, right now, we are going to be using several different seasonings, and none of them are really authentic, I don't think. Sorry if y'all can hear the TV in the background. But I just looked up a few recipes, and I'm just going to do my best. But anyways, let's get started. Alright, so like I said, it's not really going to be authentic. But I'm going to leave the skin on because that has like good nutrients in it that we don't want to miss out on if we're on a extreme budget. Not only that, who has time to get out that vegetable peeler and peel these? No. Anyways, I'm just going to chop this up into little cubes. Okay, I won't make you watch me struggle. Alright, so we have our cubes here. Now we're going to go over to the pan. Alright, I have had this heating up. while I was chopping up the sweet potato, I'm going to put a bit of oil, and then I am going to just kind of cook my sweet potato for a little while and let it kind of soften up just a pinch because it needs to soften the longest. While I have these softening, I am going to cook or chop up my 2 tomatoes. Alright, so these are probably about a quarter to halfway done, somewhere in there. They're going to cook for a while in the sauce. So I'm going to add in my tomatoes. That's probably super loud, but I'll let these cook for another minute, and then I'm going to add in my chickpeas. Alright, in go the rest of my chickpeas that I drained the juice off of, and I did not get rid of it. I'm going to toast these up for a minute. Now, I would be completely lying if I said that this meal was in our comfort zone. This is one of those meals that is... Oop, lost my spatula. But this is one of those meals that's very much out of my comfort zone. I've never tried this type of curry, and I won't, like, if this turns out terrible, I won't judge it because I know it's highly untraditional, so I won't be like, ooh, I don't like curry. I will, try it again more traditionally sensed. But anyways, I'm going to let these toast up for a minute, and then we're going to start adding in our seasonings. Alright, this has been simmering, so now we're going to add a plethora of seasoning sauces. Okay, so here we've got some pea, and now we are going to add in 1 teaspoon of turmeric, maybe a little over. I should not have started with that seasoning because... Okay, this is a teaspoon of garlic powder. Probably like a 1/4 teaspoon of basil or basil. I'm going to do the same with some parsley. Well, that's probably closer to the half, but... And then probably about a 1/2 teaspoon or 3/4 of a teaspoon of paprika. And we got a teaspoon of chicken bouillon, a teaspoon of onion powder. I don't know how much of this I'm going to be able to get out, but this is ginger, probably about 1/2 teaspoon, and that's probably too much, to be honest. I don't know. A teaspoon of cumin. Let's see. Oh, we got some vegetable powder. Probably a vegetable bouillon powder. Close to a teaspoon. I did 2 teaspoons total of... Oops, sorry. That's the rice. Okay, so about almost a teaspoon of salt. Let's see, what else have we got? Did the cumin. Did everything over here. I got all my stuff opened pretty much. Alright, and then that's a bit hefty, about a teaspoon of cinnamon, and I think that's all our spices or seasonings. Now it calls for broth, and it calls for 2 cups, the recipe that I'm loosely following. So I saved the bean juice, and luckily enough it's about 2 cups. I don't know what that is on the side, but I promise it's not on the inside. So we did 2 teaspoons, of bouillon powders, 1 vegetable, 1 chicken. Just use what you have. And then we got the bean juice, 2 cups worth. So that's going to be our broth. Alright, now finally, before we put the lid on, we were going to put a can of coconut milk. This coconut milk actually came from the Dollar Tree. That's why I'm pricing it at $1.25, because it's more expensive everywhere else in my area by like double nearly. But the label my kids tore off a little while back. But I knew it was coconut milk because, well, I just did. But anyways, now that we've got all that in there, we are going to give this a rather nice stir. And then we are going to let this simmer on a low heat for probably about 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know. I'll let y'all know whenever we get back. I might add a little bit more turmeric because I think it said a teaspoon and a half or half a tablespoon. I'm not gonna lie. I think the only thing that makes me nervous is the cinnamon. So we shall see. I think that it's going to be delicious. And I can't imagine that it wouldn't be. But anyways, I'm going to hush up and put the lid on and let it simmer. So I let it simmer with the lid on for probably about 5-ish minutes. And then I remembered that the recipe said to let it simmer with the lid off. So that way it can, like the steam can evaporate because it's supposed to be like thicker than a Thai curry. Here's the curry after it was done cooking, and you can see it thickened up real nicely, and it's like it has a gravy. I think the reason mine's so dark is because I burnt the sweet potatoes in the beginning. Either way, I'm fluffing up the rice, and I fluff it right on up out the pan. I was recently told that if you don't spill food on your countertop, are you even really cooking, or is your food even good? I thought that was pretty funny. So now you can see everyone's plates / bowls, and I always like to start my kids off with tiny amounts because then if they don't want to eat that much, then they don't have to eat that much. And you know, if they want more, it's always just right there, and we can always get more. And I start myself off with a tiny amount. That was my bowl with the teeny tiny amount. And this is my second bowl. But once it got to cooking, the smell just wasn't my favorite. We were all a little hesitant to try it, but we all tried it. And as you can see by my nice looking second bowl, it was delicious. So the main reason that I do not have a taste test for dinner time is because my family sits together as a family at the table every night for dinner, and we do not have electronics at our table during this time. It's not like an official rule, but it is something that's kind of unspoken that we do every single day, or at least like 95% of the time. Of course, there's some times where, you know, we'll have out to eat, and obviously, if we're having out to eat on the go, we're not eating at our dinner table. And there's times where we'll have TV on in the background. But, you know, the majority of the time, that's what we do. Another reason being that I generally don't have taste testings on my channel, but my kids have been really wanting to be on or in one of my videos, so I let them. But anywho, the last reason also being that we were hesitant to try it, so I didn't want to have a negative reaction, which I was so shocked by how this tasted. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to lie to y'all about the way that something tastes. It tasted amazing. Didn't smell the best. In my opinion, some people might think that it would have smelled the most amazing in the world. And I honestly thought that it smelled great. Y'all can even hear me say that it smells fabulous in an earlier clip. But once it got to simmering, it just wasn't my favorite. But anyways, yeah. Always remember that Jesus loves y'all, and I love y'all too. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye.